Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today's reading is going to be about what Spirit wants you to know. So go ahead and take a moment to meditate with these cards and allow your intuition to guide you to whatever card or cards you find yourself most drawn towards. And I will also leave the timestamps for each group of the reading in the description as well. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your reading about what Spirit wants you to know. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the card that you chose, and this card is going to represent the overall energetic theme of the reading. And I'm also going to build upon that as well by getting a few more tarot cards, followed by some oracle cards to get a little bit more insight and information about these energies. So let's go ahead and take a look at the card that you chose. So the card that we have is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups, this usually indicates that there is some kind of dissatisfaction going on within your energy, and this could indicate that you actually have a lot of good opportunities coming your way, and you could possibly be dissatisfied by something that you put a lot of energy and effort into that hasn't really worked out for you, but there is something new coming your way, and there is a new opportunity. There is hope, and there is something definitely to look forward to. But I feel that you're just kind of dissatisfied and maybe hung up on something from the past, or something that you may have had a lot of expectations about. But obviously take this as it resonates with you, and this is just the typical meaning of the Four of Cups. But I just feel that there could be some kind of dissatisfaction going on with you, and but in a lot of ways this card is a blessing, because there is a new opportunity, and there is something to really look forward to, and to really claim, and I feel that this is an opportunity to really step into your power, and to move forward with hope and determination, and to not look back, to not be so caught up in the disappointment of what hasn't necessarily worked out for you. So obviously this can be a little bit of a challenging energy to move through and to navigate, but I feel that you definitely have the power within you, and I feel that you might just need a little bit more time to process and to maybe grieve, or to kind of process and grieve what hasn't necessarily worked out or come into fruition in the way that you had maybe hoped for. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more information. We'll get a few more tarot cards here from our Light Seers Tarot, and we'll just see what else Spirit wants you to know about what may be coming up for you, what energies you may be manifesting during this time. So I'm going to get a few more cards for you here, Group 1, and we'll just see what else wants to come through. So I got a few more cards, and the first card that we have is the Five of Cups, and I'll get into this in a moment. And the next card that we have is the Star. So this is rather interesting, Group 1. And with this, I'll go ahead and begin by discussing the Five of Cups, and then I'll get into this energy here with the Star as well. But here with the Five of Cups, I feel this is kind of a progression, and it kind of builds upon this theme of this dissatisfaction. And definitely, I feel like you're definitely grieving something from the past, and something that you definitely have put a lot of energy and an emotional investment into. And the Five of Cups is often associated with depression, with grieving something that you've invested a lot of your love into, and a lot of investment. And with this Five of Cups, I feel that you just need a little bit more time to process this and to move through this. But with both of these cards, even though there is a lot of dissatisfaction and a lot of disappointment, a lot of grief, there is a new opportunity and a lot of hope to remain within your energy, because even though something hasn't necessarily worked out in the best possible way, there's always a reason that these things happen. And I know it sounds cliche that everything happens for a reason, but in a lot of ways it really does. And sometimes the things that really challenge us the most and that really kind of that hurt the most, I feel that these things oftentimes really help us reconnect with our strength and our power. And sometimes our life needs to shift in a way that helps put us on the correct trajectory and help realign us with our soul's path, and where we ultimately really need to be headed. And sometimes it takes a while to really realize where that is. And I think that it's important to take this message as it resonates with you. But I feel that there's a lot that there potentially could be a lot of depression or despair, feelings of hopelessness as well with the Five of Cups. But rather than being so focused on what hasn't worked out, there there is a beautiful new opportunity just waiting for you to claim, waiting for you to claim it, and waiting for you to really become aware of it within your consciousness. And I think it's a matter of just giving yourself some time to move through any kind of pain or turmoil that may be brewing beneath the surface. And during the time of this recording, we also just recently had a Scorpio lunar eclipse. And with these cups cards here, I feel that it could very much be connected to these watery, hidden undercurrents that may potentially signify that there's some kind of emotional murkiness that you may be experiencing. So obviously, I think it's important to be kind with yourself, to be patient, and to give yourself plenty of time to process any kind of disappointment, depression, or despair, and to also get the help that you need as well if you feel that you really do need that, and any kind of support. And to also remember that all of these experiences are temporary, and I think eventually you're going to come out the other side of this with so much more hope and so much more wisdom and gratitude, even for these difficult times. And we also have the star here as well, which is actually my favorite card within the tarot. And I'm so happy for you actually to get this card, because the star is all about a rebirth and a period of hope and renewal after something that may have been very challenging and very much of a very big struggle. And this card is all about having that hope and that divine connection with the universe, bringing something down from the ether and manifesting it in the 3D. And this card is all about that connection with spirit. And I feel that with this star, it's really a sign from the universe that any kind of feelings of pain or hopelessness or dissatisfaction, frustration, even any kind of roadblocks on the journey that you're on. These are ultimately what are going to help give you the most strength and clarity, and to help remind you that this is all part of the process, and that spirit is ultimately kind of helping you navigate. So yeah, I feel like spirit is helping you move through this with courage and hope, and with light in your heart as well, and light in your soul. So I'll go ahead and continue your reading here at Group 1 by getting another card from our Moonology deck and a Moonology Oracle. And I'm just going to go ahead and get another message to see what else Spirit wants you to know around this time and what you may be manifesting. So let's go ahead and get you another message here. All right, and I have another card for you. And the card that we have is the full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. And this is exactly what I was talking about. We just had that full moon Scorpio lunar eclipse, and how 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 much of a synchronicity is that? But this card asks you to breathe through the tension, and the full moons, these are a time of full illumination, full manifestation, and those energies that you those energies and intentions that you've put forth out to the universe are coming into fruition. And it's a time to really be grateful and to really celebrate the energies that have come into manifestation, that you've wanted. And the sign of Scorpio, this is all about those hidden undercurrents, like I was talking about, those hidden emotional undercurrents beneath the surface, what lurks beneath the depths. And this is all about that death and that rebirth, that Phoenix rising from the ashes and transmuting those darker, more challenging energies. And this is really what I see here as well with the five and the 4 and 5 of cups and the star. This is all about that painful but beautiful transformation process, and really elevating and transmuting that energy, like I was saying, going through that metamorphosis process, and really really turning something that could possibly be very painful into something quite beautiful. And this card, it also asks you to breathe through the tension, to remember that sometimes things don't really go as smoothly as you had hoped, and sometimes things are a little bit more crunchy. I kind of feel that I don't know, this may be a little bit gruesome, but I have the image of like maybe stepping on a scorpion, and maybe, I mean, you could get stung when this happens, but I kind of feel, I kind of have a little bit of that crunchy feeling of maybe like stepping on a scorpion, maybe getting stung. It's very uncomfortable. And when moments like that happen, and they can also be scary as well, it's important to slow down, to take a deep breath, and to remember that the uncomfortable energy, that, you know, things don't necessarily flow very smoothly. The communication doesn't necessarily flow very well either. But to remember to slow down and to breathe through those moments, and to remember that it's not something that's permanent. And it's a time of also bringing any kind of insecurity, any kind of murkiness into illumination. Anything that has been unseen for too long, it's time to really bring that into awareness and bring that into the light, so it can be healed and elevated and worked through. So any kind of painful feelings are, yes, they have to be felt, and that can be uncomfortable, but inevitably that will ultimately lead you to that healing, and that clearing away that is so necessary for so many of us. And obviously take that message as it resonates with you, because no one will know what's best for you better than you will, because it's your life and it's your journey, and it's your connection with spirit as well. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude your reading by getting a final message for you from our Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. And I'm just going to go ahead and get you a final message here, Group 1, and we will just see what wants to come through. So what we have is originality. Blaze your own trail. And this is so beautiful, because I feel that with this card here, I also forgot to mention at the start, it's a major arcana card associated with the astrological sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about originality and being your unique, authentic self, being a little bit unconventional, and being a trailblazer in a lot of ways, not being afraid to go off the beaten track and do something a little bit different, do something a little bit edgy, being a unique individual within the collective. And that's what I really feel is very much connected. Obviously, we have the energies of Scorpio as well, a lot of watery cups energy, but there's also that unique, authentic, rebellious spirit of Aquarius here as well. And I feel it's very much connected with this archetype of originality and unique, authentic individual expression. And I feel that with this card, it's really a sign to keep going, to keep pushing through those uncomfortable moments, those moments of pain, and to breathe through the tension, to breathe through the crunchiness, and to know that that all of this is temporary, and that at the end of the day, that you are creating something beautiful, that you do have that divine connection with spirit, and you do have a very powerful and very unique message to share with the world. And I feel that it's important to be patient with your process, and to not be so hard on yourself as well. And I think that you're going to move through these energies in the time that you need to keep that hope and to keep that faith alive within yourself, and to always remember that you can return to spirit, you can return to your higher self, and that you have everything that it takes to move through this journey. So I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here, Group 1, and it's been an absolute privilege to bring you this reading. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I'm sending you so much light, so much love, and so many blessings upon your journey. Thank you so much. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your reading about what Spirit wants you to know. So I'll go ahead and reveal the card that you chose, and this card is going to represent the overall energetic theme of the reading. And I'm also going to build upon that as well by getting a few more tarot cards, followed by some oracle cards, to get a little bit more insight and information about these energies. So let's go ahead and take a look at the card that you chose. If I can get it. So the card that we have for you is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords, this is all about taking some time to rest, and maybe taking some time to meditate, and just having a little bit of time to yourself after maybe an exhausting period of being possibly overworked, or just having a lot of things going on, maybe having some chaos in your life. And this is all about just taking a step back, taking some time away to really reflect, and really just take the time that you need to recuperate and recover after having a lot of energy that's maybe been drained from you. So I feel that with the Four of Swords, this is also maybe a time to put appropriate boundaries in place in order to make sure that you have that time and that space to really get the time to meditate, to recover and recuperate after a period of possibly being overworked, and maybe spread a little bit too thin as well. So definitely make sure that you get that time to rest that you need with the Four of Swords, and maybe take the time to focus on self-care and taking care of your body and your mind and your health in all ways as well. But especially taking care of your mind with this being a swords card and being associated with the element of air. So yes, definitely take that time that you need. Okay, and I'm also going to go ahead and get you a few more cards from our Light Seers Tarot. So I'm just going to go ahead and get you a few more messages to see what Spirit wants you to know, what you may be manifesting around this time. And obviously take these readings and these messages as they resonate with you. So I have a few more cards for you here, group 2. And the first card that we have is the Four of Wands. Very interesting. So I'm going to discuss this in a moment, but the next card that we have is the Page of Cups. So this is rather interesting. And the Four of Wands, this is all about celebrations and coming together to like I said, to really celebrate your success or the success of others. And this could be about weddings, graduations, something that's very joyful and very happy. This could be this could also I kind of see this as maybe being maybe going to some kind of festival or carnival, some kind of event that is very joyful and uplifting. And it's a time to really take a break from things that may be a little bit more serious or overwhelming in your life as well. And I kind of see these cards as being somewhat related with the Four of Swords and the Four of Wands, because it's a time to really take a moment to take a moment to pause and enjoy what is going on besides the more serious aspects in your life. And it's a time to take a moment to put those more serious and exhausting aspects of life to the side for a time, and to take the time that you need for yourself. Take the time to rest, take the time to really to celebrate and to enjoy the best that life has to offer, and to celebrate the success that you've had along the way as well. And to remember that you don't always have to be productive all of the time, that sometimes it's okay to really focus on that self-care, focus on your health and your well-being. And to also remember that this life doesn't last forever, and that it's okay to take some time to have fun every once in a while. And that this kind of brings me into the Page of Cups as well. With this Page of Cups, this is the Page of Cups is really, it's really representative of a youthful energy, and it's something that is, it's definitely it definitely kind of has that feminine energy to it, and it can be very much related to the emotional world and the creativity and the inner child as well. It's very much connected to that creative inner child spirit, and it definitely has a little bit of curiosity as well beneath the surface. And the Page of Cups can be a bit innocent and oftentimes maybe a little bit naive, but it's something that's continuing to grow and mature and expand as well. It's on its way to cultivating that mastery, but it's not quite there yet. It's something that maybe needs to be expanded and matured a little bit more, something that needs to be refined a little bit more, but it's definitely headed in the right direction. So I feel that you're definitely on the right track. And I feel that with this card, there's also that lack of seriousness as well. And it kind of encourages you to explore those aspects of your inner child, your creativity, and what's not what is not necessarily so serious in life. And that's very much okay. And like I was saying, it doesn't things don't always have to be so so serious and so exhausting. So I'll go ahead and get you another card from our Moonology Oracle deck, just to get you another message here, Group 2. And we're just going to take a look at what else Spirit might want you to know and what else might be going on for you right now. So I'll go ahead and get you another message here. So the next card that I have for you is the last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. This is very interesting. So last quarter moons, these are times of really releasing and allowing there to be that clearing away of what you have manifested, and also having that gratitude for what you've manifested during the previous part of the lunar cycle. But it's a time of creating that void space, creating that emptiness, and allowing yourself to sit in the darkness as well. And with the sign of Scorpio, this is all about sitting in the darkness. It's all about those hidden undercurrents that lie beneath the surface. And we just recently had a full moon Scorpio lunar eclipse, and I think it's kind of interesting that we ended up getting a card with a moon in Scorpio. But this message here, it asks you to reveal what needs to be seen. And I feel that by taking this time to reconnect by those inner parts of your to reconnect with those parts of your inner world, and to take a moment to rest, to reflect, to refine, and to have that gratitude, to have that celebration, and to reconnect with those parts of your inner child, your inner youthful spirit, and those feminine aspects of your energy. I think it's important to also address what needs to be healed, what needs to be seen, maybe something that isn't being acknowledged. Maybe I think that may be something important to bring to light and to bring into illumination. So obviously take this as it resonates with you. And with this reading here, the fact that I have this Four of Swords, and the fact that I just feel so exhausted during this reading today as well, that may be something that you may be experiencing, or it may just be something that's going on with me. So just take this as it resonates with you. So I'm going to go ahead and end your reading by getting a final message for you from our Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at what else wants to come through for you with this final message here. And we'll just go ahead and see what wants to come through and to be known. Okay, so the card that I have for you is Intuition. Trust your intuition. And I feel that this message is pretty self-explanatory, and you will know what's best for you better than anyone else will. And that intuition, that it's something that you can't really tangibly explain or pinpoint. And oftentimes it's very much on point. It's very, very accurate. And it's something that we can't really scientifically explain either, but trusting your intuition is something that's extremely important. And I feel that when you are very well aligned on that spiritual path, on that journey, then your intuitive abilities begin to become stronger. And sometimes like even right now, it's when you are feeling exhausted, it's more difficult to fully tap into those intuitive abilities as well as you usually can. And your intuition is going to ebb and flow like everything in this life. And sometimes you have these seasons and these cycles, and sometimes the intuition is stronger than it is at other times. And I think it's important to trust that and to know that you always have that intuition and you always have that connection to spirit, um, but to trust what's right for you when the moment comes. And sometimes that means taking time to rest. Sometimes it means taking the time to celebrate and to focus on your artistic creative expression and connecting with your inner child. And sometimes it means being serious and doing that shadow work, revealing what needs to be seen beneath the surface, and trusting that intuition and that connection with spirit to lead you to where you need to go next. And I feel that you know where that is, and no one else will. No one knows what's best for you better than you do. So I'm going to go ahead and enter reading here, group 2, and thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute privilege bringing you this reading. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I'm sending you so much light, so much love, and so many blessings upon your journey. Thank you so much. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading about what Spirit wants you to know. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the card that you chose, and this card is going to represent the overall energetic theme of the reading. And I'm also going to build upon that as well by getting a few more tarot cards, followed by some oracle cards, to get a little bit more insight and information about these energies. So let's go ahead and take a look at the card that you chose. So the card that we have is the Empress. And I actually really love this card for you, group 3. And the Empress is one of my favorite cards. It's a major arcana card, and it's related to the energies of Venus. And it can also be associated with Taurus and Earth energies as well. But the Empress is all about fertility and abundance. It's very much about enjoying the beauty and the luxury of life. And I think it's beautiful too, because we're coming into the season of spring here within the Northern Hemisphere. And it's just a time of things really coming into full bloom, coming into prosperity. And you can just feel the vibration of the earth pulsing through the cosmos. And you can feel that that awakening really happening, and things coming into light, things coming into bloom, things coming into their, kind of coming into that point of that peak part of the cycle, which really hasn't happened yet. I kind of feel that's when we come to that summer solstice point. But anyway, it's a time of really enjoying the beauty of life. And this card can also be associated with pregnancy, fertility, bringing something into the world, whatever that may be. And it doesn't necessarily have to be parenthood, but it can mean something that you awaken through your creative forces, your creative life forces, whatever those may be for you. But it's a very beautiful feminine energy. And like I was saying, I just absolutely love that for you, group 3. And it's a very, very nice way to start your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this reading by getting a few more tarot cards for you from our Light Seers Tarot. I'm just going to go ahead and get you a few more messages from Spirit here, and we'll just go ahead and take a look at it and see what else wants to come through. Okay, so I have a few more cards for you, and the first one that we have is the Fool. And the next card that we have is the Magician. We have some very powerful energy here. group 3, and this is probably the best reading that I've had yet. I felt so exhausted and drained with the first two groups of these readings today. I don't like the energy was completely different in the first two groups than it is with this final group. But I feel that just by all these major arcanas here, I feel that you're very much connected to spirit, and you're on a very incredible, abundant, beautiful journey here. But with the energy of the Fool, this is very much connected to the energy of Uranus, which can also be associated with Aquarian energies. But the Fool is all about the beginning of a new journey, the beginning of a new cycle. Really kind of really pushing yourself to step outside your comfort zone and to venture, like I was saying, to venture outside your comfort zone, to push through the boundaries that you may have. And it's definitely associated with having a little bit of a reckless, youthful spirit, and maybe not necessarily taking as much caution as you need to. So with this Fool energy, while it's important to continue embarking upon the journey with excitement and enthusiasm, it's also, I think, important to take caution and to realize that you may be naive in ways that you may not know, and that's okay. It's okay to be a beginner, and it's okay to not have all the answers, and it's important to not be overly confident as well with the Fool energy, but to also to keep that spirit and to keep that enthusiasm moving forward, and to not become discouraged or fearful or overly cautious. I think it's important to have that balance. But with this Fool, I feel like you really are at the point of a new beginning in your life, and I feel that you're coming into this time of creating the life of your dreams, creating so much beauty, so much creativity, so much fertility as well. So definitely a very beautiful, vibrant, radiant energy here with these cards, group 3. And the next card that we have is the Magician, and this card is often associated with the energies of Gemini. And with this Magician, it's a card of really creating the life that you want and being the divine alchemist of your life. And this card is really all about realizing that you can manifest the life that you want, manifest things in a very, very tangible kind of way as well. This card is all about really stepping into your power, stepping into your light, and really harnessing that connection that you have with the energies of the cosmos and the universe. And like I was saying, being that alchemist and creating that sacred space to where you can really turn inward and really marinate with those energies as well. So yeah, this card is really all about harnessing that inner magic, harnessing that inner sacred alchemy, and knowing that you have the power, the ability, and that energetic connection and frequency to create the life that you have always wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and continue your reading by getting you another message from our Moonology oracle. So we'll go ahead and get you another card here, and we'll see what else wants to come through. Okay, so the card that we have is the last quarter moon in Aries. Work through your feelings. All right, so this is kind of interesting. And with last quarter moons, these are times of allowing there to be a clearing away, allowing there to be an ending, and creating that emptiness and that void space, creating that womb space for there to be those new intentions, to allowing there to be that the space for the new intentions to take hold. And it's kind of like I was talking about with the spring energies, allowing there to be that empty flower pot, so you can grow those new plants, those new herbs. There has to be that space for there to be that manifestation. And I feel that these last quarter moons are a time of really, even though it doesn't look like it's a new beginning, it, in a lot of ways, it's really the most important part and the most important aspect of creating a new beginning, is allowing there to be that ending. But last quarter moon in Aries, the sign of Aries, it's all about taking that inspired action and really stepping into your bold, authentic power in your life. And it's also kind of harnessing that warrior spirit and that warrior energy within yourself. And taking action to create the life that you want. And I feel that it's kind of connected with that magician archetype as well. It's stepping into your power, it's stepping into your inner authority and doing what it takes to create the life that you want. And it also means working through things that can be a little bit uncomfortable as well, working through some uncomfortable emotions perhaps. And that's definitely also part of the process. So just take this as it resonates with you, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and end your reading by getting a final card from our Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. And I'm just going to go ahead and get you a final message from this deck, and we'll see what else Spirit wants you to know. Okay. So I have a final card for you, and the card that we have is Dreams. Believe in your dreams. And I think this is a beautiful way to end your reading, and I feel that this card could be interpreted a few different ways, as literally dreaming and maybe taking time to focus on your sleep quality. I definitely could use this advice as well, because if you couldn't tell, I'm just very tired as I'm doing this reading, but I still definitely feel the passion and the connection with spirit throughout this reading, but also a bit exhausted and a little bit drained as well. But I think it's important just to make sure that you're getting good quality sleep, and to also focus on what you want to manifest. And I feel that all of these cards are so much connected, especially with the Magician, and really believing that you have the power to create your dreams, to make them come true, and remembering that you are that sacred alchemist, that you have everything that it takes to make these things into a reality. And but yes, also definitely getting very good quality sleep, focusing on your actual literal dreams as well. And I think that it could be maybe important to look into things like lucid dreaming, perhaps, or venturing into the astral realms, if that's something that you feel called to explore and research into different various techniques of how to do that. So anyway, I think it's definitely important to remember your power, and to remember your intuitive psychic abilities that also connect to those realms beyond as well, and how those relate to your dreams and different altered states of consciousness. But I definitely feel that you have the power to create this beautiful, abundant, luxurious, sacred life. And I feel that you are on the precipice of maybe embarking upon this journey, or you're already well on your way on the path. But it's going to be different for everyone, I feel, and it's always important to take these messages as they resonate with you. And I feel that you are so deeply connected with spirit and you have such strong capabilities to expand your consciousness and create something beautiful for your life and for the world. And I feel that you have a beautiful feminine quality within you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here, group 3. It's been an absolute privilege to bring you this reading. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I'm sending you so much light, so much love, and so many blessings upon your